All right.
Hello and welcome to Edmon and Friends plays Stars Without Number. So Stars Without Number is a tabletop game which isn't hugely popular as far as I'm aware, but I would like it to be hugely popular because it's very, very good. And so it's just me and some friends of mine, and we are basically going to play Stars Without Number using a tabletop simulator, which you can find on roll20.net. That's the website, and you can use this website to basically run any kind of tabletop game, including BattleTech. It is on the list, BattleTech, so you can bring up BattleTech kind of grids and stuff for your own BattleTech tabletop campaigns. But we're going to play Stars Without Number today because that's what appeals to me and my friends. And I'm not going to have much time to address you guys like I would in my other videos because I am a player here, and it is my friend Hippo. Say hello, Hippo.
Hello.
And my friend Hippo is the GM, which, I mean, you knew this had to happen anyway, because if I were the GM, then I wouldn't die. And also, you'd be able to see everything that's going on, so there would be no suspense. So Hippo is the GM, and I'm a passenger. With me today are some of my other friends. Say hello, Mag.
Hello.
And say hello, Velik. And say hello, Lemming.
Heyo.
And say hello, Hades, who is just a passenger. He's listening in, as far as I'm aware.
Hades is muted, he can't talk.
He's muted. He can't even talk. So a couple of my friends are not actually involved in this campaign, but they're just kind of sitting and listening in for fun. Which I hope that you also get some fun out of this, but if you don't, well, tough luck. This is how we used to do things 15 years ago, and we're doing it again, because I like nostalgia. Okay, so without any further ado, I am going to throw everything over to Hippo, because that makes my life easy, and he is going to get this campaign started. And I am going to drink this fabulous French wine, because I'm classy, and I'm drinking it in a glass this time. And we are going to rock on with this tabletop game. So if you've never played tabletop before, this is how it happens. And don't expect this to have like high quality production values here, because that's not how tabletop should be or is played. This is going to be somewhat off the cuff. Okay, right, Hippo, she's all yours.
Yes, everybody use the power of your imagination. How I'm going to torture these poor people. Alright. Make sure I got your character names right here. So, the three of you are currently on the planet known as, to everybody else outside of the planet, as Dulabi 7. Dulabi 7 is very similar to an Earth-like planet, slightly warmer.
If I speak now, by the way, you guys can hear me watching this video, but he can't hear me. So I can say whatever I like, and he can't hear. I can have the last word on everything.
Typically run by a council. It is a religion very similar to Greek Orthodox today. The culture is sort of like, and this is all randomly generated, by the way, so a lot of the combinations are going to be really weird. But this is a contemporary Indian culture, primarily with the clothing, which is much more suited for a hotter environment, much like present-day India today. There's heavily spiced foods as well, so you can find things that are analogous to a lot of curries and other dishes that I so thoroughly enjoy.
I don't know if you could hear that, but I had the fan running the whole time. I forgot completely about it.
Together at the moment. As of right now, you're pretty much maybe on some kind of name-only basis, acquaintances in one way or another. Dash, you are the smuggler. I don't think we've necessarily cleared if you've been on this planet your entire life, or if you're just a visitor here.
Visitor.
Okay, visitor. So without your
this
own
is my
starship,
home planet.
You pretty much just try to smuggle through normal means of interplanetary cargo that's already established. So, Mr. Lesquet, or just Timothy, as I'll say, you've been on this planet your entire life. You are a very beef-caked man with. You have low intelligence, right?
It's below average, but we get by.
Okay. What do you mean by we?
Yes, he has low intelligence.
Oh, God.
The answer is yes. Both of us agree that should be the answer.
Split personality between your left and right fists. And Morius, you are also another Dulabi 7.
So roll 20 lets you have a
you are employed
character
in a
sheet.
mercenary corps. Timothy, I forgot to mention you are in.
I have
the
18
government
strength.
army itself, and like you said, you're working as an interrogator. So to start, all three of you, like I said, you are not together. Dash, you are wherever you think you'd like to be.
Well, let's go with the screen. It looks like a bar. We'll say that, even though it's a kitchen with Elcars.
Yeah, that's just a screen to look at. Morius, you can choose between being on duty at wherever mercenary camp you want to be. Probably
man, this
located
wine is good
within
stuff.
or just outside of the capital city. Or you could be off duty somewhere else. Which would you like?
I believe at the time would be off duty.
He's gonna
All
be
right.
off duty. Okay.
What kind of situation would you be in right now, or what kind of setting?
This may be a little bit dry to get started, but you know this is how all tabletop starts a bit like this. We just got to establish the setting.
Living basically for warfare. Being off duty is a bit of a weird situation. I'd be either training at the shooting range or drinking.
We could say you have a gun club with your buddies, and you're doing both.
Sounds about right.
All right. So, Morius will be literally shooting the shit, and Timothy, your work is generally unending, so you can either be on the base or you can be in some kind of more secretive facility performing your work.
I'll be on the buttery biscuit base.
Uh-oh, not that again.
Nah,
Poor
but
lad.
seriously, my I think it makes sense for my character to be on base at the moment.
All right, so we will start with. All right, we'll start with Dash. So Dash, what are you doing at the bar? Other than drinking, like you watching the game, you hanging out with people, or just kind of chilling and sulking or something.
Looking for opportunities.
All right. So, as you look around, scanning the crowd, it's your usual hustle and bustle.
Roll for
kind
opportunity.
Of a low-end dive bar, probably one of your more favorite places. The room is just filled with cigarette smoke, much like most restaurants in the '90s. Sit there drinking the Meta Wheat beer. What kind of opportunities are you looking for? Could be in the description of maybe overhearing a conversation or...
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Subtly listening into people, seeing what's going on.
All right. Since you're just kind of...
Ah, man, I would have been
subtly
listening
doing it,
for like
Are you like,
chances to get
actively
my
trying
leg
to do
over.
it, or you just kinda, like, you're mostly drinking the beer and just kind of keeping an ear out for...
Yeah, pretty much. Drinking, and if I hear something that might pique my interest, then so be it.
Okay. So I won't have you roll for it then. It's just the usual chatter and banter. You hear something that sounds kind of analogous to a bunch of like frat guys in the background, all chugging beers down, and they're making a ton of racket. Them alone make it very difficult to hear everybody else around you. You even have a couple people, their shoulders are bumping into you. The bar is completely filled, and there are people standing behind you. Drinks are being taken over your shoulder. Nothing spilling on you, but some of those pretty looking drinks smell really good. So you feel an elbow jab sharply into your left shoulder blade, a little harder than usual.
Come on, Mag.
Okay, it's a bar. That happens.
Feel it getting harder.
Okay, I'll turn around.
You see a man. He has a full goatee. He's wearing standard clothes, the brightly colored fabrics that are loose fitting, many layers, something that helps shield against the outside heat on the more summery days. Just slams a piece of paper into your chest and starts walking.
Okay. What's on this paper?
It says, "Follow me." Written, handwritten.
Follow me,
What can I-
fucks!
What can I tell him about this person? Who, other than he has a goatee, what else did I observe?
Other than his maybe big bushy eyebrows, he had a very stern look on his face. Didn't really display much, if any, emotion, and that was all you could really see. Since you turned to engage somebody in a conversation, and they just started walking away as quickly as they could.
Okay. Sure, let's go outside.
All right, so you start fighting your way through the crowd. He's a little bit taller than a lot of other people, so he's kind of easier to follow.
Hey, Mag, you're following me.
Aha.
Ah,
All right, so
I'm
he doesn't
really
go out
tall.
the main entrance. He starts
Like,
heading towards the
needlessly
kitchen in the
tall.
back.
you can't grow facial hair, Ed. That's the difference.
Wow! Harsh.
Ow.
It's okay, Edmon. Neither can I. I have great coloring for a beard, but it just does not grow in well.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I mean, Mag couldn't grow at all.
Never considered permanent markers.
Blonde.
Alright. So I follow him out.
All right, so continue fighting your way through the crowd. As soon as you enter through the doors of the kitchen, you see a couple of guys in the back. Now this is
I
a
love
bar.
doing
Like
this.
they don't make good food. It's kind of dirty in there. You see two guys. They're just like they're sitting against a counter and they're trying to spit into a bucket on the other side of the room. And they just give you this weird look as you walked in. You don't see the man in there. There is another door opposite. Looks like an exit for the kitchen staff if it were a building emergency.
Okay. It's not like doesn't look like it's been previously moved, like it's just moving or anything.
You
Dun,
didn't
dun,
notice.
dun.
It is likely that somebody went through the door and it closed before you got in there as you fought through the crowds.
You know, for somebody that has a zero notice, you'd think I'd notice something out of all this.
Well, I will say you notice that the door isn't alarmed, so not that great of a place.
Okay. So I'm going to continue through.
All right, so the two guys just stare at you. They don't seem like they're causing trouble or anything. They're just looking at you like you're the second guy that walked through here. Like, what's going on? When you open the door to go outside, they start their spitting competition again. Roll me a notice wisdom check.
Oh, the first dice roll.
So you'll click the. Make sure you're not in the edit mode. So turn that off, and then just click notice. Modifier 0, and then attribute wisdom.
So what will happen now here is you'll roll that and the check will come here. See?
Alright, you distinctly hear the sound of spit hitting something more organic in nature, and not a metal bucket. Hear one of them say, "Ah, fuck, that's the next order."
Okay, so there's spit on somebody's food.
As the door closes, you hear a slightly muffled, don't fucking worry about it, dude. I already spit 3 times in that asshole's food. So the door
Nice.
closes. The door closes behind you. You see this isn't an alleyway. It's actually you're more of on the let's go with 121st floor on this we'll call it a spire sort of tower. It's think of like a miniature hive world. This is mostly for Velik, from Warhammer 40k.
Hey.
Hey.
I have an idea.
Okay, so yeah, you're about like mid-level or something. The air's clean outside, don't worry, relatively clean. Bit windy, but this is a little sort of like a little garden. It's got some dead plants on it, some chairs that seem like for breaks and stuff, cigarette butts all over the ground. A little gantryway that goes to the main avenue that goes between the rooms and stuff, and that's all open air. And right before the entry to the gantryway, you see the man that handed you the note.
Okay. Can I see if he's got anything on? You said he's just in what, normal clothing?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me Notice Wisdom again.
Oh,
You notice he,
that's a good.
as the
That's a
wind
good
blows,
result.
you can make out the impression of some kind of pistol on his right side, but it's tucked under his clothes. You suspect if he were to draw it, it might be a little difficult.
Okay.
So, do you say anything first, or do you just kind of stand there silently, waiting for him to acknowledge you? He is looking at you.
I'm just gonna stand there silently.
Here's
Alright.
looking at you, kid.
In the ready position, like subtle ready.
Ready for what?
Shoot first.
Hi, I'm in the ready position.
What?
Mr. Rendar,
You just
I
left a
didn't-
bar.
Mr. Rendar, do not think that your shipment of, what was it? Small arms, yes, has gone unnoticed by this government.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't, Mr. Rendar. That's why I'm here, to make sure that the government continues to not know what I'm talking about. In a sense that things will be conveniently forgotten. But you
love
need to
it.
do something for us.
I think you got the wrong guy.
If you think that is the case, I'm sure a judge would love to hear it. Give me
He's not getting out of this one.
No intelligence check.
He's got to make the roll. Ooh, 6.
So
It's bad.
You have a slight idea of what the judges are like in this this planetary government. So as a theocracy, a lot of their laws tend to be based around religious doctrine. Let's just say your knowledge of the system is guilty until proven innocent.
Oh, lovely. Okay. So I asked, what does this guy want?
Well, since you seem to be so familiar with the people that wanted to purchase this weaponry, we require you to act as a sort of failsafe or distraction in order to help rid us of what is now our mutual enemy. He might have been your friend before, but now he's your enemy, if you know what's good for you.
And who would this be?
The man that bought those weapons off of you off the black market, he is a heretical... Apologies. He puts his hand to his ear. Ah, yes. He is a heretical leader. He threatens the stability of the government here.
Oops, sorry, didn't mean to click that.
I need to pull up what that religion is.
Dun 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 dun.
As such, we wish to deal with her. Sooner rather than later. She's going to be going to the... We have word that she's going to be going to the old city ruins to the north of here.
That's to the east, Mag.
Your job,
Oh, that's an in
Simply-
joke.
keep her distracted long enough in the open.
Used to be a lieutenant.
Do you think you could handle that?
What's the intent? What's the end goal here?
That is on a need-to-know basis.
And I need to know if I'm putting my neck out on the line. with the person I just sold a bunch of weapons.
So you admit to doing it?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. That word fits so well.
He fucking buried himself!
You do not need to know. But you will see it when it happens. And I give you
I
my
love it.
word that you will be unharmed if everything goes well.
What will Mag
Can
do?
I convince this guy to tell me what the end goal is at all, or no?
You can try for certain.
Talk and charisma.
Yeah, talk charisma, but you gotta tell me how you intend, like, roleplay it, you know?
Well, like I said, if I am going to be putting my neck on the line for this, I could either be getting killed there or when I finish this job. So I would like to know what the intended end goal is for this person you intend to have me draw out.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's not bad.
He seems to have this sort of impatient look on his face, like maybe this meeting's going a little bit longer than it should. Well, if you can't get it through your thick head, we're going to kill her.
Just because she prays at a different church?
Well, you're on a planet ruled by one. I don't really think there's room for a second one, especially one that's a heretical offshoot.
Far be it from me to
Dun,
get
dun,
involved in the political melodrama of a planet ruled by a mystical space ninja.
This will determine whether or not you
Wow.
get off the planet alive or dead.
Fair
That's
enough.
some serious heresy that he just uttered
And
there.
that will be your payment.
Alright then.
Whoa. God damn it.
Where and when?
Gotten through a liter of drink already.
Two hands sternly grip your shoulders. We are
I shouldn't be able to
you...
get snuck up on.
You should not be able to?
Yeah.
What makes you say that? Okay, alert.
Boom.
Boom. Alright.
Boom! He's alert.
Your
He's caught out the
footsteps behind
DM. He's caught the GM out. He's got a special skill.
Actually, no. You hear what sounds like rope dropping behind you.
Rope dropping, like somebody's rappelling down from above.
Yes. You look up and you see two soldiers rappelling down. One of them notices that you have spotted them, and they draw out pistols and keep them aimed on you, but they rappel down slightly slower.
Now you've
As
been
you're-
roped into something.
As you're watching them descend, the man you're talking to draws his laser pistol as well. When you look back, you have 3 pistols trained on you. The time will be now, and the place will be a car we have waiting at the bottom. These 2 gentlemen will escort you down.
Alright.
Can't wait to see how you get out of this ropey situation.
Oh, I won't right there.
All right, Bellic. Sorry,
That is me.
Morius.
That is also me.
So, one of your pals hands you what looks like to be a replica Springfield rifle. You of course don't know that name. He just claims that it is some tech level 3 gun from who the fuck knows when, and it's pretty fun to fire.
So just to
yeah.
explain for
Sure.
anyone who's watching, tech level 1 is like primitive.
So you go ahead.
Tech
and you take
level
a shot.
2
You don't have
is
to roll
kind
anything
of
for it.
I mean, I was just saying I was going to
current-
do a quick inspection
current
of the
time
weapon.
kind of
Uh,
technology.
Give me a
Tech level
intelligence
3 is
skill
sort of
check.
a bit beyond current time. Not too out there. And then tech level 4 is like, Federation
Alright.
style, Star Trek, space era, superpower kind
Other
of
than
technology.
It's a 5-round magazine-fed bolt-action rifle. You don't really know a whole lot about it.
At tier
Kinda
3, you
give
do
him a
see a
look
lot of
like,
sort of similar
looks like
to
any other
current
TLC
time
weapon,
weapons, which would be tier
like any
2
other hunting
normally, but
rifle,
they have
just
whatever
Okay.
gotta, yeah. It doesn't even
features
look
that
old.
you
Like, you
wouldn't
think it's kind of
have
pulling your leg.
sort of current time.
So you fire it, handles well. You know, you hand it back. He starts going on about how he wishes that he had an actual Springfield from way back when, and he doesn't even give you a date. You're just kind of zoning out right now. You see somebody new enter the shooting range, somebody that you haven't seen here in the last probably 10 or 20 or so years that you've been coming here with your friends. They pull out a mag pistol and start firing it. They're dumping just round after round into near bullseye targets.
I'm gonna go over to him, or next to him instead, until he finishes unloading his pistol.
So he empties the magazine, checks the gun, inspects it, puts it down, and takes off his earmuffs. You Morius?
That is me. Who's asking?
Just some newbie. He's clearly not a newbie.
Clearly are not a newbie.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh, man.
Let's see. He picks up his mag pistol again.
I'm
I
last.
particularly like this model.
My turn is
Spare,
last, so...
spare magazine there. If you have one of these, go ahead and use it. I'm gonna go turn this in. And he just walks out the door.
So you just left me a spare magazine of mag rounds?
You pick it up, and it's light. It has no rounds in it.
Is there anything inside the magazine where the bullets would normally be?
Yes. Piece of paper.
Pull it out.
Memento?
He likes his pieces of
Pull out a
paper.
piece of paper and read whatever's on it.
It's actually a picture. Check your journal right now.
It's a picture of your one true love.
The
Okay.
ham sandwich.
On the back of it gives you a time and date, and it is for the ruined city to the northeast. There is a... They give you GPS coordinates as well. Give me a no intelligence check.
That's not so
you
good.
believe this to be likely the spot where they want you to sit.
It's out of 20.
Okay. Not gonna question anything.
Hence
I'm
the
gonna
name
go
of the
pack my
site.
gear and make way.
Roll 20.
Your friends look over to you. Morris, where you going?
Just got a job.
Oh, hey, you gonna buy us beers for the next round then? Poor old Pete over here, he slaps Pete's belly. It's been getting smaller. I mean, we gotta pump him back up again. Poor guy'll be fit as a fiddle if he stops drinking.
I have a feeling this will buy more than one round.
Never
You
stop
hear
drinking.
They give a bit of a hoot. So, they don't stop you or anything. The gun shop owner just waves to you as you leave. You notice that the man isn't there anymore. Like, he didn't go back to the desk or anything.
I've seen weirder situations.
Dun dun.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. So, you leave the shooting range.
Yeah.
You are, say, probably about maybe half a kilometer out from the main hustle and bustle of the city. So this is more of a slightly more suburbanized area. You exit the shooting range. It's a single floor on about a 5-story ziggurat-like building.
Summon
So-
more Zuggurats.
I'm in more ziggurats. So, as you leave,
I get my Warcraft
I
3
don't know if you
reference
have
in.
a personal vehicle or not.
I do not.
Okay. You can get one from the quartermaster at your base, or you could try to find private transportation over there.
I'm gonna go back to the base, grab my rifle.
All right.
I've already got my pistol on me at all time. I'm gonna grab my rifle.
Just looking
at
at
the
my
base
character
and then
sheet.
try to get the quartermaster to give me some vehicles and transportation.
My
Alright.
friends
Half
think
a
it's funny
kilometer away. I could
to
even walk it, but
give me no intelligence,
There's
considering
like
that
a
I'm
sort of
considered
like
to be quite a smart
public
person normally.
transport, monorail trolley type thing that runs through. Just
yeah, I'm
there.
still gonna ask the quartermaster for it because, well,
Oh, no, I
carrying
meant
a
to the
rifle around isn't exactly stealthy. Or
I meant to the base. The old
Oh.
city is actually like, I think it's about 300 kilometers away.
oh,
Yeah, don't walk that.
yeah, no, ask the quartermaster for a vehicle
All right. So.
or for a taxi there or something.
Yep. All right. So, there's a maglev trolley stop nearby. You just wait for it to come. It's another just 5 minutes of hanging around. Listen to all the people with their boring lives around you, and nothing particularly special. The trolley comes by. It doesn't stop at the station. It just goes slow enough for people to walk on. Low enough for people in hover wheelchairs to get on without any issues. But if they had actual wheels, that would be a bit of an issue. So, thankfully, you're not on such an uncivilized world. Trolley takes off. A couple stops later, you're near your camp. You get off. You're still within a suburbanized area, sort of. So, upon getting to the base, it's mostly think of like semi-permanent tents. I guess like think of things that you might see in military bases in Afghanistan and Iraq
Forward
right now.
operating bases, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much like one of those. Maybe slightly more permanent.
Timothy
tents in the ground,
Lesquez.
but they might as
Skay
well all be
is my character name.
permanent buildings with all the creature comforts that you would need. Two soldiers at the front. They salute you as you walk by.
Just give him a nod and fun.
Yep, they give you the standard good. Do you have a rank?
Mm,
I think he smells all right.
ow. Would I? Private military contractor.
You
Do
could.
they have ranks? Or,
So typically mercenary groups do have ranks, but I think we'll just go over it later.
well, within themselves, but
So whether or not you're actually like an officer or someone of
no, because I actually go to combat, so.
If
Yeah,
you'd like a
if-
real military opinion here, when you have someone on the base who is important, but doesn't typically hold like a normal military rank, you call them staff, and staff is like one level above sergeant. So you basically have enough authority to be over everybody, generally speaking, but you are like below officers, and everyone calls you staff.
All right, so let's say you're not. We'll go with something more of a warrant officer. How about that? People don't actually know if they should salute you or not. But, when in doubt, whip it out. So, for the most part, you believe that they're saluting you more out of respect, rather than maybe any sort of rank, especially since you're not wearing any uniform right now.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you continue along, you find the tent with your barracks, where you tend to spend most of your time not shooting shit at a shooting range.
Or people.
Or people, that's true.
Oh, I just want it to be my turn. It's the waiting game in
Alright.
D&D
You get to your
sometimes.
locker. You're gonna grab your rifle and anything else?
I got my sniper rifle, got my mag pistol on myself. I'm gonna get my combat field uniform on.
Okay.
and bring a. Let's say, how many rounds should I have? Yeah, fuck it. I'll have 5 sniper rounds, and the rest as a pistol.
All right. As you close your locker, your bunk mate is standing behind the door of your locker. So as you close it, you just see him leaning there. What's the target today, huh?
Didn't really specify. Just some religious-looking woman.
Give me a
Ooh, might
give
get a
me
roll.
a no intelligence check.
Wow!
1.
That's it. That's all you know. Some
Yeah.
religious-looking lady.
You're not even sure that she's religious now.
Yeah, really.
I assume by her attire as she was.
I mean, you see the attire, but you're still not sure now.
I don't question. I just pulled the trigger.
Yeah, that's fair enough. What are you gonna be taking out? Like, what do they call? And he's trying to think of the word because I'm trying to look up
Heretics?
the word. No, not heretics.
Oh my god, a
Give me
one.
a moment.
A one is a big
Somewhere.
fat fail.
Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. You gonna go kill one of those chaplains or something? I hear some of them are kind of corrupt nowadays. You do know that chaplains are the name associated with the police that are the government police, and they tend to they do all sorts.
I'm
of
not
police
listening to
duties,
music,
and they
by the
also
way.
enforce
I'm
religious
just
law on the planet.
keeping the dream alive over here.
Think it's one of them suckers or something?
Probably.
In case you're wondering, they can't hear me
Honestly,
when I'm talking to you
don't really
guys on
care.
the in the
I can
video.
never get a good story out of you. How am I supposed to finish my book at this rate?
fuck you writing a book about me for?
It's not about you. Jeez,
Mm-hmm.
get your ego out of here. Where you off to, huh?
I don't know, somewhere in the city.
New city, old city?
Old city, I think?
Yes, old city.
Yeah, oh,
I'm just gonna
somewhere
grab
in the
another
old city.
drink.
You
Okay.
just
Ah!
give me, you just give me a coordinates.
It's not wine.
I'm gonna go there, go check it out, and then set myself up.
Oh, yeah, I could. Yeah. Oh, if I wrote a book about you, man, it would probably be like 3 pages long, and they'd all be pictures of me. Ha!
Whoa.
So you gotta get to the old city. How you gonna butter up the quartermaster this time, huh? Last time you went out there, you frickin' broke the bike.
Technically, I didn't broke it. The guy who shot at me did.
Yeah, you know how Quartermaster Briggs is. The details, you know. He probably, I don't know. We're probably going to fire that bullet that was inside that gas tank. Do you understand that? Like, he probably fucking took the bullet out of the gas tank, reforged it, and it's in one of our guns right now. Fucking cheap bastard. Well, good luck to you. I gotta get back to my writing. You have a suspicion. Oh, actually, when you first met this man, you had no idea that he actually had the ability to read. Never mind actually write. So this is rather perplexing. And when he said something about a picture book, you have a suspicion that he might actually be making a picture book.
I'm looking to the left. I'm actually just looking at myself.
Can I look over to as part of the bunk?
Because I have nothing to look at right now, really.
Looking materials.
Give me a notice wisdom check.
Oh, this will be funny.
Wisdom.
Oh!
I'm gonna roll high one day.
One of these days, you see papers everywhere, but you can't make out stuff as you go through your equipment. All right.
Okay, they'll keep him occupied.
Them rolls, they're
Go
low.
over to Quartermaster Briggs.
You enter his office, and this sort of older-looking man, mostly grayed hair, probably about in his 60s or something, people on this planet generally live to about 120, 150. So he's middle-aged by some standards. He glances up from his work. What do you want?
I need a ride.
Where?
Old City.
He needs a ride.
What?
I don't know what you got available.
Come on, catch a ride.
How quickly you want to get there?
As fast as possible, as long as it remains in one piece.
He looks through his data pad that he has to the side. Fixed up that bike that got shot.
Bike that
He looks
got
at you
shot.
in the eye. Don't get it shot again. I like this bike.
Tell it to the guy who shot at me.
Did you at least kill him?
Yes, if you count that his brain was Mudnark Project, yes.
Alright. Hands you the keys. What time you think it'll be back?
Was there a time on the information I've been given, or just coordinates in the picture?
Yes. You give him a time. I'll fill out those specifics.
Okay.
So yeah, you give him a time that's accurate to what you think should be. He just nods and waves you away. You can tell through on the paperwork on his desk. It's all labeled invoices, and they're all motorcycle parts.
Oh no.
All right. So you leave the tent and you hang outside as per protocol, and one of the motor pool monkeys comes over. Not an actual monkey; it's just a name for him. Some young 15-year-old or something. Barely.
Is he
wears-
hairy?
No, actually, he's 15. He's the opposite of hairy, but he smells bad.
Grace
He-
monkey.
Yeah, I was gonna say more of like bo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like you smell like fucking the worst side of puberty.
Oil, sweat, and puberty.
Yep, and like yeah, this pimply-faced kid comes up to you. His shirt's like untucked and everything, and like, hey, here you go, sir.
Here you go,
just
sir.
hop on.
Catch a ride.
Catch a ride.
Oh my god, he's-
She ain't the prettiest motorbike I ever saw, but she'll put out just the second you ask her.
All right, so I don't know if you say anything to this kid.
Nah, just hop on and book it.
Yeah, he's got a dope smile. Like he's the type of person that's just always smiling. You think his teeth are too big or something? All right. So you start speeding off towards the old city.
Yep.
So, Timothy. You
Yes.
you are on base. You're in the bathroom right now,
Oh,
washing off your
shit.
bloody knuckles.
Oh, okay, not shit.
You might have shit before. I don't know. How hygienic are you?
I am. No, I am pretty hygienic. I'm gonna clean my hands. They are gonna be spotless.
Okay.
Before or after wiping?
The blood off?
Yes.
Look, okay. If we're gonna be German about this, okay, I enter the bathroom, I clean my hands properly, then I use the toilet, and I get back up again, and I clean my hands a second time, okay?
All
Very
right.
methodical.
So you put your hands in the very safe infrared hand dryer, and that's not very safe, like ironic or what's the word? In quotes. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. So you exit the bathroom and you see a janitor standing in front of you, tapping his foot and his arms crossed. He's bald with a thick mustache.
I wouldn't go in there if I were you.
I'm not worried about what's in the bathroom. I'm sick of you leaving bloody handprints everywhere. And I usually get here too late, so I gotta scrape it off.
Ah, well, that is unfortunate.
You look at the door handle, and it's caked blood on there. You were like taking a shit for 20 minutes, you know. You're getting a government paycheck, so just take as long as you want to shit. It's fine.
You, my friend, should be honored to clean up the blood of our enemies.
Yeah, yes. He, starts getting out, like, his putty scraper and gets to work. Quite a lot there. And like, you see, like, little scrape marks on the ground as well. Not from, like, recently. This is over time. That after a job well done, you would, if you happen to use your fists, I should say. You would go to this particular bathroom, 'cause it's right down the hall, and you would drip blood everywhere.
Well, that sounds awesome to me.
Anointing the halls with the blood of your enemies. Alright. So, out of the room that you exited before you went to the bathroom, the door opens and you hear some soft crying in the background, right before the door closes.
Okay.
You see this, it's your commander. We'll go with Commander Jones.
Commander Jones, like to Major Tom, his friend.
So Commander Jones, he's taking some gloves off, and he's in full dress uniform. He's got all the adornments of the Orthodox Church on his collar and everything, and just takes off his gloves, which are covered in something. Go ahead and give me a notice wisdom check.
I've just like put down a whole bottle of wine, and I have to work this out 1 second.
It's the best way to play.
It is the best way to play. Everyone's watching me make a right fool of myself right now.
Oh, you got the face cam going too.
Where
right?
is it? Where is it? Yeah, I do.
Alright, so I'm going to pull up your character sheet. Alright, so first things first, you want to get out of edit mode. In the top right, there'll be a little pencil next to PC NPC. Go ahead and click that.
Okay. I'm on the sheet right now, and it's, you know, I've got my saving throws and such.
Yep. A little bit more northeast of that. Above quick menus.
I see edit and a
South.
magnifying glass. PC, NPC, and then there's like a pencil.
Yes, click that pencil. Alright.
Okay, done.
Now you should be able to click notice.
Click notice. Okay, cool.
Modifier of 0, hit submit. And for attribute, choose wisdom.
Strength. No, that's not it.
I'm gonna totally pretend like I know what I'm doing.
It's either dried blood or fecal matter. You're not quite sure. Probably best not to ask. So you see the commander pull the gloves off, and he just throws them onto the floor right in front of the janitor. Even though his little push cart has a trash can clearly on it. You can hear under the janitor's breath like, things I do. Quickly picks him up. Commander goes, well, I see we got more than enough information out of him. Good work again. You're always trustworthy.
Ah, well,
Thanks.
I enjoy a job well done.
I like that about you, Liskang. Wish I had 1,000 of you. Well, 1,000 and like 10 technicians. I don't trust you near a computer. Anyways, got a job for you.
Yes.
A little bit of muscle. This comes from one of the other branches. They're going to find a radical leader out in the old city. Gonna be
We're all going to
getting
the old
somebody
city.
out in the open and popping their brain open. Sounds like a lot of fun. We need you to go in with another group. You're gonna be just kind of their hired muscle in the back. Not hired, but we're trading you for some favors. If things go wrong, use what God gave you, son. You do that?
Sir, if you require me to go to the old city and bust some heads, it will be my pleasure to do that for you.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. All right. There'll be a car somewhere out back. Look for the 34th. They got a small squad going out. And yeah, just hop on. They'll take you right there.
Thank you,
Taps
sir.
your shoulder. All right. Be a hot meal waiting when you get back. Oh, I forgot something in the room. So he goes back to the room, and when he opens the door, you hear muffled screaming and moaning, and the door shuts. He doesn't come back out for a little while. So you figure it's just best to move on. The janitor is just quietly doing his work, but he has a scowl on his face.
As I leave the room, I just put my hand on the shoulder of the janitor. It's like, you're a funny guy, I like you, and I just grip his shoulder.
You feel him freeze under your strength. You know that feeling from countless other people, that they just know of the power behind your bare paws.
I like a hearty chuckle and pat him on the back with a little bit of force as I leave the room.
Give me a punch strength check.
Shatters spine. Please roll high.
Hang on. Gotta do my punch strength check. I keep making mistakes. I have +2 modifier because I'm an unarmed combatant. Oh, you're lucky! He survives!
You don't have to add the modifier. I think it does it automatically.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Because I'm looking at the math. You actually rolled a 1 and a 4. That's funny.
1, 4,
So you
11.
give him a what you think is a gentle slap on the back, but he just falls forward and like, face first into the ground and comes up, and his nose is a little bloody.
Wow.
Like, damn it.
Wow, if I do that on a 1 and a 4, I can't imagine what will happen if I roll a 20.
Well, they're 2d6s, so.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, 12.
That's kind of another thing. There's really no critical fail or critical success in this game. We could do something like it, but for the most part, like if you roll 2 1s, that's
I didn't
really
scroll
more
down.
of just like a guaranteed failure. It's not a catastrophic failure,
Oh, so that's almost as high as it gets.
unless
Oh, no, it's
you're
not.
trying to prevent a catastrophe. But oh well.
Yeah,
All right.
you're right, it adds the modifier automatically. I can actually see that in the math, so I shouldn't have added 2, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. So you start. You make your way through the maze of offices and stuff, and you go up about. You guess it's about, I think, 50 flights deep underground. You make it all the way to the top, and
I
going
didn't use the lift.
You took the stairs,
Oh my god, I took 50 flights of stairs willingly.
whistling the whole way.
Oh my god.
I'm not even gonna make you roll exertion, because fuck it.
I have more constitution than a bear.
So your 50 flight jog, pre-warm up up the stairs. You get to the lobby. You're sweating a tiny bit. That's okay. By the way, I did also give you combat field uniform as well. I know we had that discussion earlier, but like I just
It
wanted you to
makes
have-
sense for me to be wearing it in this situation in the prequel, and for me to still have it,
Yeah,
if not
definitely.
necessarily like have it later. I mean,
Yeah,
anyone who's military should have their combat uniform or whatever.
Yes, absolutely. So just want to make sure that you knew about that. I just wanted you to have a second pair for later. So, anyways, the so you start making your way through the building. You know that all the way in the back is where the troop loading facility is. So you exit out a maintenance door leading directly into the lobby. The door clearly says janitor on it as you leave it.
Okay.
So as you enter the lobby, it's your standard like recruitment office. You have the attractive secretary in the front and all sorts of patriotic posters everywhere. Religious posters as well.
Are there any potential applicants in the room?
There's this kind of medium build looking, really pale man. He's sitting in one of the cloth chairs.
Join us, and you can be as much of a man as I am. And then I flex my muscles. And the air reverberates with the flex.
Give me a talk charisma check.
You know my charisma's actually not that bad.
+0 modifier.
Let's see what my roll was.
All right, he just kind of like goes a little wide.
That's not
and
bad.
Just kind of gives you a courteous nod. Doesn't seem terribly enthralled. He might be thinking of the amount of work that might be needed to get that kind of muscle mass. As you start leaving, you notice that he's like rolling up his own sleeve and looking at his muscle.
That's all.
Literally.
That's all I could ask for, is for the guy to think about his future.
All right, you make your way through the facility. Janice gives you the typical wave hello.
Janice.
Yep.
It's like the name of receptionists everywhere.
Good old Janice. Yep, she knows two things: how to be a secretary and how to pray to the Orthodox Christian God. But not a whole lot else. You know that you're not exactly like, the most intelligent person in the world, but you feel like you're losing brain cells when you talk to her about things that aren't work or, going to mass.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. But
I mean, I'm not a retard. I have a normal intelligence. It's just not. It's not average.
yeah, definitely. Like you're kind of aware of that, But like you feel like she's really, really low.
I don't say anything to her. Just smile and walk past.
So you make your way to the assembly area for a lot of the troops. There's only one truck currently there, and see about 5 or so guys loading up into a truck.
5 or so guys. Are they loading burgers and fries?
Aha! You want 5 guys in your mouth?
No, you're all right.
You see a man with a clipboard, just dutifully writing things off as men load their gear and themselves into the truck.
Oi, clipboard.
Looks up. Let's go, just in time. Bringing anything?
No, but I heard that my ride is around here somewhere.
Yep, this is it. You sure you're not bringing anything?
Why would I, of all people, need to bring anything?
Just kind of gives you a glance. Yeah, whatever, just get in. We're leaving ASAP.
Sounds good to me.
So, you load up into the back. You take the last seat there. Clipboard guy puts the clipboard away. An electric clipboard. Data pad, I should have said that. This is a Tech 4 world. You're in a hover truck. Pretty simple. How famous or infamous do you think you are On base.
On base,
Yeah, on base.
I am easily the strongest soldier, and that commands some level of respect, even if I'm not the brightest.
So the truck starts moving. It's not open air backside vehicle. It's nicely air conditioned and everything. All the other soldiers are all in their field uniforms and everything. One of them, sitting just diagonal from you, goes, "Hey, Lisquet,
Yeah.
I heard you took a crowbar to the arm once, and it bent the crowbar."
You know, that's not quite a true story, but I'd like to think that if I was attacked in such a way that I'm pretty sure that the crowbar would come off worse. Am I right? And I grab the guy's hand and I give him a vigorous handshake.
He tries to muscle back, and everybody starts leaning in, watching, like, oh god, like they're excited, not worried. You go to shake his arm, you feel the resistance, but you just, you power through it easily, and you just shake his arm like it's jello. You can hear all of his gear rattling on him, and his helmet goes slightly sideways, covering his right eye. Finally let go, he leans back and starts readjusting himself.
I just start laughing really heartily, like, oh,
He
kid.
looks around at everybody else, and he's like, I think I need a cigarette after that, and everybody just laughs. Alright. So, some time passes. A couple hours. So, going back to Dash.
I'm gonna run and get some more
A
wine.
silent ride the entire way here. You sat in some kind of hover car, blacked out windows, black paint, etc. You had those two friendly
Ball light.
soldiers sitting in front of you the entire time. Kind of like limousine style. You were facing each other. They said nothing to you. I don't know if you said anything to them.
This is what I'm talking about. D&D and wine.
Nope.
What more could a man want?
Right.
Nice and quiet.
Nice,
I was just
yep.
observing them. Do I know, like, what they have on them? What do I need to be worried about? Some.
They have mag rifles and they have they have masks on. Not Atmo masks of any kind.
Yeah.
Mostly just to conceal their faces. You have a suspicion that they might be some
French
sort of
booze
Black
is
Ops.
best booze.
And other gear is your standard assortment of tools, whether for killing or ensuring that they don't die. Basic med kits and combat knives here and there, secondary and tertiary weapons, climbing equipment.
Whew.
So you feel the hover car come to a stop, and you one of the soldiers tells you to wait in the car as he gets out. The other soldier just continues to eye you through his mask. You don't see his irises at all or anything. You think he's looking at you though. You hear some talking outside. You can give me a notice wisdom check. See if you can hear it over the sound of the
Notice
hover
wisdom.
engine.
For anyone following along with the video, I am just going to go to the bathroom quickly, but you should still be able to hear what's going on between Hippo and Mag.
Alright. So, you can make out some talking. It sounds like a group of people, maybe about 4 or 5 total, including the guy that stepped out of the car. You can pick up that they're talking about how they got the guy that's going to be pretty much the face of the operation, and that while they've been ordered to try to keep you alive, they're not sure why, but they're not exactly going to stick their necks out for you either.
Okay.
The door opens again. It's a different soldier. You can see his face. He's got kind of a tanned face, no facial hair. You can't really make out too many features because of a lot of the gear that's around him. Gives a nod to the other soldier that's sitting and watching you. and you're motioned to come out.
All right, so I'll step out. I'll play games.
All right. So as you step out, you see a hover truck pull up, and it's loaded with about 12 more soldiers. One of them walking out is this guy. Just
Oh, that's
do
me.
your muscles like? Is your field combat uniform sleeveless, Timothy?
No, but when you're not in combat, the sleeves are rolled up around the halfway up the length of the arm. So between the elbow and the shoulder, halfway up, it's rolled up, British style.
So the first guy that comes off the back of the truck is this muscular man that you assume that every day is all muscle groups day. And he probably works out, 8 days a week, 32 days a month.
This is
And
the guy who has never missed leg day ever.
or arm day, or chest day, or
missed brain
bicep
day.
hour. So he jumps off the hover truck, and you can see that the hover engine had a slightly difficult time compensating for the force of this man jumping off. And a couple of the soldiers almost lose their balance in the back. They give hearty chuckles. So you feel an armored hand kind of brusquely tap your shoulder. Hey, pay attention here. It's the second soldier, or so you think. It could be the first that was guarding you on the car ride over. All right. Here's the deal. We're taking out this heretical leader. You're going to be the person that's going to be stepping out and getting their attention. Yeah, they came to the old city. They come here, they pray, they preach to whoever else comes here. You're going to be the sucker that's distracted him. Somebody's going to have a clear line of sight directly to them. Your job is to make sure that they stay in that position for as long as you can. Now, we got you on file here saying that you're a bit of a smooth talker, so I think you can ad hoc your way through this. Sound good?
Yeah, I could call it a customer satisfaction survey.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. You hear one of the... there's a differently dressed man in the back. He just gives like this sort of like, pfft, incredulous, like, chortle.
I look at him like, don't worry, I'll make sure to come for your survey next.
He gives a little... roll notice wisdom.
Oh. Gonna check.
You detect a slight blush, but he just gives you the finger.
I laugh at him, I turn around to see who's talking.
As you turn around, the soldier that's talking to you, that big guy over there, he'll make sure you stay alive. Hopefully.
I'm assuming he's pointing towards
Do I overhear
big
this?
guy.
Timothy.
Give me a notice wisdom check.
Oh,
Me or-
baby.
Him.
That's you, Ed.
I'm doing it. Just chill out.
Oh, faster, Ed.
I just leave the window open.
You pick up on it. You see the guy. You see Toddy pointing at you, even though he's wearing his mask. You know it's Toddy. Toddy always fucking points at you.
Hey,
Make,
toothpick!
Like, an ape-like gesture.
Are you talking about me, toothpick?
You see Toothpick just kind of wave you off and get back into the car.
That guy's such a dickhead.
Did you say you're making an ape-like expression to Timothy?
No, when he pointed, I was like, wait, the guy who looks like an ape?
Yeah, that's him, alright. You call him that, see what happens. Find
I'm
out in
good.
the obituaries later. gets in the car with the other soldier, and they drive off. So the 2 Black Ops soldiers have left.
So who's left on scene? The 3 of us?
So you have this. It's you, Timothy. You have this sort of officer-looking man. He has a lot more religious emblems on him. He's wearing a hat as opposed to a commissar hat from PlanetSide. As opposed to a
hat
helmet.
from PlanetSide.
He's also wearing more of an overcoat. It seems to be armored underneath. The other soldiers, there's roughly 10 soldiers, including Timothy. I probably said a different number earlier, but whatever, we'll go with 10. And they're all dressed in the same, government standard issue military uniform. Helmets, mag rifles, etc. The commissar-looking guy comes up to you and says, "Now, I know you have a laser pistol on you. Only use it if you absolutely have to, alright? Don't even try to think on using it on us. We don't think you will. We think you're a good boy in this situation. You know what's good for you."
I just look at him. I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it, there, comrade. Always forward, never back, right? I start walking in the direction I'm supposed to be going.
Alright, Timothy, you see this guy walking along. The commissar-looking guy, who you know as a chaplain. Not the chaplain that is usually like religious services in the military nowadays, but definitely somebody that carries around a lot of authority and tends to try to maintain social order. Think of like a political officer in the Soviet Union, but religious instead.
Okay.
So he comes up to you. That'll be the guy that's gonna try to get the attention of this woman. God, what was her name? Like Magdalia or something like that. I don't know. So she'll be praying out in the open. We need to make sure that she stays out there long enough. Our sources indicate that she likely only prays for about 5 minutes or something. And we have a guy, some hired bloke, he'll be popping off her head if everything goes well.
But you don't plan for everything to go well, do you? Because you just brought me and my boys here, and we only ever come to a party that ends with half the participants being dead. So,
Well, you know the saying, better to have you and not need you.
yeah, but I tend to be places where I'm needed.
Look, this was my call. This is somebody above me.
Okay.
Alright. Good luck out there. I don't know. If everything goes well, just, I don't know, punch a heretic. Fuck it. Always use fewer of those, huh? So he starts walking off to his own little personal car, and an orderly opens the door for him. So, clipboard man from before. Alright. You all know where you're going. Timothy, you're with me. No, you haven't been filled in much, but you know the drill.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Just under my
Morris.
breath, I just mutter, "Dickhead."
Yeah.
Morris, you get to the location. So the coordinates that you were given, as very typical. The coordinates go out to the 10th, the 10th decimal place in terms of positioning. So you're extremely certain that you're supposed to be facing off the north side of the building. You set up your rifle. You look down the scope, and you are looking down a city street, and you just have this clear line of sight about 800 meters out to the base of a statue. The statue, from what you can tell, is made of some kind of dark material. You're unsure if maybe it's a marble or some kind of dark steel of some kind. but you have a very good hunch that that is likely where your target is going to be.
We actually
Is there
have
anything you'd like to
2
do in the
extra
meantime?
people that are going to be joining this campaign in the next episode, and then there'll be like proper combat and stuff. But
Can I
this is like kind of
see anyone else?
the scene setting with all of our
So
veteran
you take a
players.
look around. Where are you looking?
I mean, just
The other
generally
people
around
who
the
are going to
straight
be
orb,
involved later are
I'm just looking around if there's
listening
anyone
to this
around
right
that
now,
would notice
so
either
they have
me
time
or
to understand
something.
the scene and
Okay,
get
are you
into
just
the
using the
role play.
scope on your rifle?
Just getting my.
Remember, the
Yeah,
guys
I'll be using
can't
the
hear
scope.
me when I'm talking to you
Okay.
guys. They
So
can only
you
hear
start
me when
looking
I
through
want
the
them to hear me.
ruins of these buildings. These buildings are. You have no idea how many years old. Maybe, quite possibly, hundreds. You think certainly maybe pre-Scream buildings, and likely the city fell maybe as a result of the Scream. So you start looking around through a lot of the old broken windows, which are long missing any sort of panes whatsoever. Since a lot of these buildings used to be completely glass material or equivalent on the side, tell that they're just you can even look clearly into the midsections of certain buildings before you hit interior walls, and you don't see a soul yet for maybe about half an hour. Um, you look a little further north, and it's slightly out of your magnification range, but you can clearly identify at least the colors of the Dulabi 7 army.
So just to interrupt here, the Scream is a thing in Stars Without Number where, a bit like 40k, there was like a psychic disruption and
Yep.
various
Yeah,
psychers were like
it's the
smashed in.
exact same principle.
Yeah, so there we go.
I can't remember what it was called actually. No, the Age of Strife. Light.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the exact same thing.
So, yeah, you can just barely make out the colors.
So the place where I'm set, am I like on a rooftop or in a room inside a building?
You are on a rooftop.
The way I came up,
Oh, getting plastered.
is there any way I could possibly lock it?
No, there is no.
One
there
bottle
is a
down.
door, but it is no longer on its hinges, and the hinges are far rusted.
Well, I was just gonna set
And
up the door, so
one
if
third
anyone
of a
tries to
bottle.
actually come in, I'll know.
Okay, sounds good.
Working hard.
So you set up the door. You do have a little bit of something like a concrete roof above you.
Okay.
Like this must have been a patio at some point. You guess. You are about let's go with 30 stories up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I should get
you're a
another
bit high
drink
up.
or I'm going to end up
Just
being
a
a
bit.
dead man. Like another
There are
non-alcoholic
plenty of
drink.
buildings that are significant, or they look like they would have been significantly taller than you at one point. There are some buildings that look to be slightly higher than buildings in the main city. Which the main city, by the way, is Ixagos. That's the capital. All right. So you keep you keep an eye on the street. You watch the soldiers walk by. You obviously can't. Hold on a moment. I'm typing out to Lemming, preparing her part. All right. So you've been watching the road, and the stream of soldiers eventually ends. You think that they are probably going to be backup of some kind, but you're going to be the main show.
Being the main show without actually being there.
Yeah,
Being
exactly.
seen. Yeah, basically, I've got a round loaded, but the safety's still on until I see target.
All right. So, So,
I love D&D.
Dash and Timothy,
Challenge your
you walk
imagination.
along with the rest of the squad, trudging through the remains of this old city. You see these old husks of car models that you've just never seen before. Any technology that might have been useful at one point has been clearly stripped away from them. Occasionally, you even find a bone on the ground. You have no reason to believe that it is not a human. So, whatever happened to this great ancient city was probably swift, over, as in like maybe over a couple of months, and a lot of people died and were never cleaned up. So as you continue along, walking along the street, parts of the squad start splitting up, going to predetermined locations. So eventually, it's just the squad lead, Timothy, and Dash. So you three are together, continuing along the road, and you take a turn into an alley. The alley leads to an old park, and there's some desiccated trees and unfamiliar toys still skewing about all over the ground. Dash, give me a physical saving throw. And you do that. Perfect.
Wow, he's in trouble.
All right.
Womp
Womp womp. So, you trip over something. You don't take any damage. You land on your hands, but you look back and you got your foot caught in something's rib cage.
I say, hey, do you mind if I park my ass?
The squad lead gives a little chuckle. Come on, Mr. Rendar. This isn't a walk through the park here.
Ha ha ha. Pick myself up and I look at what kind of ribcage I just stepped in.
You see a crushed skull. It is clearly human.
I guess he had Parkinson's.
The squad lead gives a little chuckle again. You look at those hips. You fall for every woman like that.
Hey man, every man's got to get a good ribbon.
Are you guys done?
God, man, you're so boring. Come on, pick your ass up.
I'm the one that makes the jokes.
Apparently not.
Sorry, you are the joke.
Do I see their group?
Give me a notice intelligence check.
Oh boy.
I need to make this phone call. Sorry.
Yep, no problem. You look down one of the alleys and you can see a figure that you can tell his shoulders are lifting up and down. So he's either barking like a dog or laughing. You probably think he's laughing. Big muscly guy.
I'm just tracking them, but fingers not on the trigger.
Yeah,
Safety's
definitely.
still on.
Alright, so while they get in position, we'll go back to you, Velik.
Okay.
So you start looking back at the base of the statue, and you notice somebody there. It is a so this is since this is a position that you have your sights zeroed onto.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that this is a middle-aged figure with dark hair. Appears to have light tan skin. And he's carrying some kind of submachine gun. He's just wearing plain clothes. Looks like he's dressed to travel.
Oh man, excuse me.
And some. You can tell by the,
That's
by
what
the
happens when you
sparkle
put down
that
a
he's
bottle
wearing
and a half
some
of
kind
French wine.
religious emblem, but that's a little too much. A little too. Sorry, too little detail for you to notice. So a second man comes up and he takes a position opposite him on the other side of the statue, and they're just kind of casually looking around. They don't. They look flat-footed, like they're not preparing. Maybe they're just some thugs. So as about another 15 minutes later, you see a third man with a submachine gun come over, You can tell they're talking. You have no idea what they're saying. Obviously. I don't think it's easy to read lips through a sniper scope. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong about that, but you start seeing more and more people gather, and they're wearing plain clothes as well, but you don't notice them armed at all. About, 10 people show up, trickling through. You assume they might have been hiding in the buildings. Anything you do, or do you just
What's he
continue
gonna
watching?
do?
I'm gonna just keep watching.
Alright.
The safety is off at this point.
So, about another half an hour goes by. Timothy, Dash, and the squad leader get into the position that they want to be in. I'll tell you this, Timothy. I'll tell Meg this when he gets back as well. You do not have direct line of sight over the crowd or
I'm
anybody
listening.
at the statue. Okay. So yeah, you have no direct line of sight. You done with the phone call, Meg?
It might call back, but yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Alright. Eventually, this crowd of people grows as you watch Morius. Another 10 people show up 10 minutes later, and then 20, and it just starts getting to a point where you can't get an accurate head count. You're now just estimating in your head 50, 100, 150 people, maybe? You start to notice that the people that were sitting down now stand up, and everybody's starting to look in a singular direction. See this ebb in the crowd of people as they make way for somebody wearing what appears to be all white robes over their head. The guards at the statue, they continue standing in place, still watching around, and this figure climbs up to the base of the statue. Alright. It is 9:30. I will give you guys a 10-minute break. I need to steal Lemming for a moment to get her ready for a part.
Okay, fair enough.
Woo!
Woo!
In that case, we will, should we keep the recording going? I don't know.
Keep it going and edit it after.
That's pause it.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I don't do editing. This is not my thing. I one take everything. It's quite the complicated story. I've actually put down a bottle and a half of French wine during this. I'm progressively getting more plastered.
In the last hour and a half, you drank a bottle and a half of wine.
Mate, when you watch this video afterwards, or I presume that you'll watch it afterwards, you will slowly see me just chugging this wine down. And constantly showing it to the camera like, yeah, this is what D&D is like, man. We role play all day long, and I get plastered. I mean, I haven't stopped the recording or anything, so this is going to be part of the video.
This is great.
Editing? What's that?
Sad.
Well, the point is, right, okay, so seriously, as serious as I can be after a bottle and a half of Shadow to Andrew, this is what D&D should be like. This is why it's so fun, right? Is you're drinking with friends, someone's planned out the whole story, and it's just a bit of a laugh. So this is why people should do D&D, really.
I mean, sometimes there is some serious moment. Try to keep the serious moments there, but also drink.
Drink! Of course, I'm the only one drinking. Mag is like such a stick in the mud.
Actually, no, I think I have. Wait, hold on. I might have a beer left somewhere. I'll have to
Aren't
go
you,
check.
Mag? Man, I think he took that 10-minute break literally.
Yeah,
He's
Mag
actually
fucking
gone for a
died.
break.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a leak and grab a beer, and I'll be back.
Fair enough. Just me and the
I
audience
was
now.
here. I was on the phone. Give me a fucking break. All right.
We gotta keep the audience entertained. My 411 YouTube subscribers demand that we keep them entertained.
Well, here's a thing to show the difference between me and Ed, audience. What was it? 2 years ago, Ed was kind enough for my birthday to fly me out to his little island, which is a beautiful island. And on my birthday, he decides to take me for, what was it? It was 13 courses, right?
13 courses at Bohemia. It's one of the nicest restaurants in Jersey. It's Michelin
In the world,
starred.
If it's got 2 Michelin stars,
I think it's got like 1 or 2 Michelin stars. It's a very, very, very nice restaurant.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it was good by no term short of the word good. It was fantastic. I don't eat seafood, and obviously that's an island, and so they were nice enough to modify a couple of the courses not to have seafood, and that was nice of them. And I did try even stuff that I wasn't really fond of, and I went along with it. But there were these appetizers, you could say.
I know where this is going.
And the final course was Anjou pigeon. Yes, you heard me right, folks. Pigeon.
It was really nice.
No,
Why
it was
didn't
good.
you
Don't
fucking
get
try
upset.
it?
No, the pigeon was fucking good. I ate the pigeon. I ate that. What I did not eat was the appetizer that was a part of the pigeon, which was. Go ahead, Ed.
It was a pigeon leg. Okay, it was like a chicken drumstick.
I can't
No.
pigeon.
Hey, it was
No,
like a
that
chicken
was not-
drumstick,
that was
okay?
not like
But it
a
had the claw on, and the funny part was because the foot was still there on this pigeon drumstick, Mag wouldn't touch it. He wouldn't touch it.
Stop.
And the table next to us also had the same thing, and the guy was like, I mean, the other guy, he had the thing, and it was lovely. I had the thing, and it was lovely. He tried to keep the claw. He wanted it as a souvenir. Mac wouldn't touch it.
No, I wouldn't touch it. I'm sorry. I live outside New York. I have a certain view of pigeons in general.
You're
As a
like-
result of that, they are flying rodents. But
You're like,
eating
it's
pigeon,
the claw.
I'm looking at the claw.
He would.
And no, that was not a drumstick. Okay.
He looked
Now, when you
horrified.
attach the topic- no, yeah, I was horrified because I know what pigeons do. I know where they walk, and yeah, at the top, in terms of like actual digestible food on it, it was like barely even a bite. That was not a drumstick.
It's a drumstick for a pigeon.
That was, yeah, for a pigeon, exactly. Don't call it a drumstick, though. That was far from it.
It was really nice,
Yeah.
though.
Blech.
It was really nice. It was really nice. Okay, my girlfriend came to Jersey from Norway, and she had pigeon, and she loved it. But there is a difference. So pigeon that's served for food is a type of pigeon called a wood pigeon, and wood
That's correct.
pigeons, there are a few of them around Jersey, just wild. They're brown or various other colors. They look way healthier than the pigeon that Mag is thinking of, and
A city
most people
pigeon is very
most
different.
people in the UK will think of this pigeon. It's this grey, fucking smelly abomination of a pigeon.
It's a flying rodent.
It is a flying rodent. I agree with you, but we don't eat that one. We eat the nice one. In fact, in the UK there was this pigeon that was native to the UK called the passenger pigeon, and it actually ended up extinct because it was so delicious that people ate it to death. So pigeon is good stuff, but Mag couldn't get over the hump of the old grey city pigeon, the rodent with wings.
No, don't say I couldn't get over the hump because I did eat the shit out of the final course, which was the actual pigeon. And that was good. That was very good.
The leg was just like that.
Yeah, and that's the part I could not get past.
It
Because
couldn't get
that's
past
part
the
I
claw.
immediately related to pigeons.
That's the claw. Ah. Do you know what the funny part was? I told the staff of Bohemia that it was his birthday, and it's like, you know, it's a Michelin star restaurant, so you don't really think that they'll do anything extra. But they brought out this perfectly constructed
That was very good.
chocolate birthday cake for him, and it was
when you-
so nice.
So when you say chocolate birthday cake, we're not talking like a big like. healthy
No, not
cake.
like a big cake. It was
No.
it was a slice. Like don't
Yeah.
get us wrong here. It was you know, in a restaurant that serves 13,
2 inch
really
by 4 inch,
delicious
roughly.
courses. Yeah, it was a little sampling thing, but it was just the
No,
nicest
fantastic.
cake.
Like it tasted great. Like by no means was that bad. I still have pictures of it.
Oh, we did take pictures of the cake. It was good. Velik!
This is me.
This is me. We're just like, I'm just not going to get involved in this. It's unfortunate, really, because I don't think there's going to be much more opportunity to visit Jersey, possibly. Because I might move to Norway. You heard it here
I'm down to
first.
go to Norway.
No, Norway is a beautiful country. It's
I know it is. I'm not saying it's not. I would love to definitely go.
They are both Jersey and Norway are very, very, very nice countries in their own ways. But Norway is more peaceful and high quality fish and friendly locals and all that kind of thing. And Jersey is, obviously friendly locals, but it's more like it's like a city, but done well, if you know what I mean. It's not like a city where no one gives a shit about anybody else. It's a city where everyone kind of knows everybody else, and so it's very clean and very friendly. Although I must admit, of all the cities I've been to, Japan's Tokyo, considering the amount of people that live in Tokyo, I am amazed at how ordered and how tidy and how nice
That's the
Tokyo
culture.
is. It's true. Is it unfair of me to say that America is probably the worst place I've ever visited? But I did visit there. I haven't actually been to any hellholes. I haven't been to, Afghan or Iraq or any other kind of,
Camden.
sandy, like, horror zones. I spent a few days in Germany. That wasn't too bad.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Okay, fair enough. So, Velik, do you want to say anything about yourself for the stream? I guess that's a no. There's a problem with 10-minute breaks now. I have to entertain you guys for 10 minutes. Or 8 minutes, or 7 minutes, or 6 minutes, however long it is. Anyone still alive in here? I guess the answer to that question is no. Oh, you back? Come on, man, talk to me. We're gonna keep the.
I should, grant myself talk power.
Yes.
Same with Lemming as well. Sorry
I'm-
about that. I'm dumb.
I'm glad you're back because Meg just went for a break, and I'm like trying to keep people entertained by myself right here.
I wouldn't worry about
those
that.
people on that YouTube and thing.
I know, and the amount that I've drunk, it's not very. It's not easy.
Hello, YouTube. We are human, and one of us is drunk. We need breaks.
And to be fair, so at the moment I'm doing so my friends don't really know much about BattleTech, but my current BattleTech campaign is so BattleTech came out version 1.0 like most games. And in version 1.1 they implemented a lot of the mod community's ideas about difficulty and balance, and they put all of those ideas into the main game. And I am currently playing a campaign where all the settings are the hardest possible, and I've put additional restrictions on myself on top of the hardest possible settings. So I'm not understating here that I may be doing the hardest playthrough of BattleTech in the world right now. And that is what people kind of expect from me. And they're probably seeing me in a new light right now because I'm like plastered, and I'm definitely not plastered during my my BattleTech games because I need my brain to be running like at 120%, because otherwise I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Yep. To think you're human.
Am I?
Are you?
Maybe.
Secretly the cyborg character.
Warforged?
Dun dun dun.
To be fair, to be fair, as a guy who probably in the D&D campaign chugs protein powder, Cyborg is probably pretty far away from the mark.
Yeah.
What?
Oh man, I'm gonna use so many sound clips. I'm gonna get copyright striked on
No!
Edmon's channel.
Don't! Don't!
Edmon, just keep talking over it. It'll
Yeah. I'll be like blah 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 blah. In fact, I will probably never review another Namco Bandai game because I did a review of Girls and Panzer.
That struck you.
It's not been released in Europe, but I managed to get the Japanese version. The Japanese version surprisingly comes with English subtitles because in Japan with games development they have now reached the point that they have, as a default, added English subtitles to their games so that they can then export them. So I imported Girls and Panzer Dream Tank Match from Japan, and it comes with English subtitles, so you can totally play it, no problem. Although you have to import it, so it's going to cost you like 80 quid. And so I did a first impressions of it, and within seconds, YouTube was like, Namco Bandai have a copyright claim on this video. And I'm like, it's a review. It's covered under fair use. I'm doing a review of a game, and I couldn't be bothered to fight it. I was just like, do you know what?
No, you should. Don't let them get away with that.
Well, I was just like, do you know what? Just fuck it. I don't care. I just won't review any more of your games. Like, get bent.
That's fair enough.
Because if you do a Paradox game or a Blizzard game or whatever, they actually have a thing that says, feel free to play our games on YouTube and monetize them. No one cares. It's all publicity in the bank at the end of the day. And we understand fair use, so you can just, play the game, give your thoughts on it. As long as you have a rolling commentary throughout the whole thing, we don't care. And then I wrote an email to Namco Bandai, and they were just like, YouTubers are just something that we tolerate because we have to, and we will presume maximum copyright enforcement on absolutely everything, wherever we can. It's like, wow, you guys are dickheads. like no offense. I mean, it's like Yamaha. Everyone knows Yamaha, right? They make speakers and guitars and all kinds of other stuff, and everybody knows Yamaha because they're just an incredibly popular musical device company. That's the best way of describing them. But they would never presume copyright over some guitarist or drummer's performance. But Namco Bandai, Jesus Christ, if you do anything with one of their things, they're like, no, this is ours, it belongs to us.
Nintendo
even though that's not legal. Yep, sorry, Hippo, carry on.
Off of your tirade.
Stop now!
Bankai Namdo. It's making me sad. Alright, so before we get started, I want to test something real quick. Alright, tell me if you hear this.
Snake!
Yes.
Snake! Snake!
Perfect. Was it too loud?
No, it's
It
fine.
wasn't loud enough.
I didn't hear anything.
You're not in roll 20.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh.
It's not
Louder.
bad.
Crank that up.
No, I don't want it too loud. Yeah, that's good.
That's
That's
fine.
good.
Alright.
Am I talking over this?
It would be
It's the Metal Gear Solid surprise sound.
it would be funny if I got like a copyright for that. Just that sound.
Can we
Alright.
copy strike Edmon?
They probably could.
Probably.
Nah, it's too
Creative license
it's too short.
or something. I don't know. I don't use it.
Alright, so. Back where we were, so. Still not totally familiar with your character names yet. So, Dash, Timothy, and the squad lead are currently ducked behind a building. You are within earshot of the crowd but you do not have line of sight, which also means you do not have line of sight of the statue, the broken statue. So Morius, you're watching this woman that's going through the crowd, and she starts stepping up the stairs, and she turns to face the crowd. You can tell people are cheering. Timothy and Dash, you can hear the people cheering, obviously. They seem very excited by this person's presence. The squad lead goes, "Yeah, it's probably her. Probably. We need to make sure we have a confirmation."
I tap Mag on the shoulder and I'm like, I'd hit it.
Who's Mag?
And I look at him like, well, I certainly hope you do, otherwise we're all dead.
Timothy, says the and he does use your first name, says the squad lead, so matter-of-factly. I think our man here needs to go play his part. He gives a little hand motion that says, like, push the fucker.
No, you don't have to push me.
Alright, you don't get an opportunity to push. Dash realizes when it's his time to go, so he gets up. How do you decide to approach?
I'm gonna work along the side of the crowd, up towards the front.
Alright.
We're in the direction that she's traveling.
Alright.
I just decide to get a little bit closer, and I just walk through the crowd, and anyone who's in my way is just kind of is moved by the sheer mass of muscle and force.
Before you go to walk out, your squad lead's like, "No, you fool, stay here."
Ugh. I stop.
Oh,
Alright, so, Dash, you just walk out to the crowd casually?
yeah, nice and casually, mixing in with the fringe side of the crowd.
Alright. So, the woman approaches the stairs, gets to the top. She looks at the statue for a minute. Morius, you have no idea if this is your target. Her white headscarf is still obscuring her view.
Or face.
Face. Yeah, sorry. She is not wearing the clothes as indicated in the picture. We'll probably have to go off of this through facial recognition instead. The woman turns and faces the crowd. The crowd's still cheering. Puts up her hands to calm everyone down. She begins talking.
My people, I gather you today to bring you together, for we must unite for our future. My predecessors believed that the obelisks are the secret to Tugaraka's rising, but we of the indifferent universalists know better. I bear you no harm and bring no secrets. And she begins to peel off her headscarf. They brought death to the cities around us, these obelisks. And we know that should we tamper with them, they will destroy our oasis, our city. The headscarf comes off completely.
Valak, do you have the picture out?
Yes.
Alright, make a no intelligence check.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, you have the picture out. It's easy.
I tap the squad lead on the shoulder. I'd ravage her city.
He gives a chuckle. You're positive it's her. So she keeps she's pacing back and forth on the rather slowly on the base of the statue there. People are cheering.
When you got 8 intelligence,
So,
what you want from me,
yeah.
guys?
You've made it to the front
I
of
gotta
the
play
crowd.
the role that's been dealt to me.
Some people give you some strange looks here and there. You know that off-worlders aren't. They're well liked enough for their money or the goods they bring, I should say. But they never really consider off-worlders like one of them. So they can kind of. You get the feeling that they just know that you're not from around here, but they don't take that as suspicion. You're more of an oddity to them.
Am I able to see if the crowd has any of the wares that I have distributed?
You don't see the wares. You see some of their indirect effects, though, on a couple people. Little bloodshot eyes, you know. Some of your patrons, or at least patrons of your patrons, are here. Not many.
Well, we sold weapons to Priestess chick, right? So that's what I'm looking for, is are there guns in the crowd?
Okay. The guards in front, you recognize those submachine guns.
Okay.
Alright. Make your way to the front of the crowd. She continues talking about the dangers of the obelisks. You hear this whole story about how... do you want to say it, Lemming? You want to continue speeching?
I basically just have the wrap up part. I can make up some crap if you want. But...
Nah, it's okay. I'll make up the crap. So it's just a speech about how how the government is shielding the public from the power of these obelisks.
Oh,
how
excuse
they might have
me.
had good use pre-Scream, but now they're likely the cause of the downfall of all these cities, because all the numerous cities that dot the planet are just this is classified as a tomb world, according to your reports. These cities that are within
Cities
spires
of
are gone.
gold. Yeah.
It's very likely that the descendants of this planet were from people that were outside of the spires. When whatever happened. People rebuilt civilization outside of them. So, you make it to the front. You're standing in front of people. So you're between the crowd, which they're pretty much right up against your back. And
how big is this crowd, by the way?
150 people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty big crowd. Notice, none of them are
mate.
armed. Like, they seem like vagrants, and, you know, there might have been people camping out here for all you know. Maybe even waiting for this woman to show up for like a week. So, the woman is walking in front of you, kind of back and forth. She's pacing slowly.
And I do recognize her, correct? This is who I'm supposed to see.
So you don't know her face because you've never dealt with her personally, but you're fairly certain that this is the person that you need to associate with at this moment.
Okay.
I tap the squad lead on the shoulder. I'm like, I'm bored. This is the woman that we're meant to be after, right? Can I just, like, go and get her?
Just hang on a moment, jeez.
Mate, I want to kick her ass. It's easy. Kick her ass, drag her back to base. This is how this works.
Alright, go ahead, Dash.
So I'm just supposed to keep her exposed, right? Well, she's exposed. I don't have to do anything, do I?
Need to keep her still.
Isn't she just
man.
standing there? Oh, no,
Oh.
you said she's walking back and forth.
Yep.
How many guards are... I'm at the front of the crowd, right? On, like, a side?
Yes.
How many guards are within my immediate proximity?
2.
Are they distracted? Are they watching her? Are they watching the crowd?
They're kind of going back and forth from watching her and looking over the crowd. One of them glanced over you and just kind of kept looking around. You can tell that they're just kind of... Actually, give me a no wisdom check.
Ooh, we gotta check. Gotta check to see what he knows.
You're
Fail.
not sure if these are like professional guards or if they're thugs, but their plain clothes aren't helping you. Basically, you're not entirely sure if they're even aware that a submachine gun is automatic or not. You can't gauge their skill.
Okay. Is the crowd loud or quiet right now?
They're loud. Not like super hyped up loud, but they're excited to see this woman.
And how close are the guards to each other?
Go with about 30 meters apart with the woman in the middle.
Oh, it's just the 2 guards for the whole
Yeah,
crowd?
it's just the 2 guards.
Oh, I'm thinking there's like a line of them.
No, there's just 2 guards. There,
Oh, he's gonna kick
you
their
don't
asses.
know this, but there was a 3rd one. That might be what you're confusing it with.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Dash doesn't know that.
Does this chick have a title?
I said a different name beforehand, but I don't remember what I said. So just Madrius is her name. No title.
No title.
It's always interesting to see what the other players kind of think of the story and how they interact with it.
Alright, so I gotta get her stand still. Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop out of the front of the crowd, and I'm going to, excuse me, sister, I'm here for a customer review follow-up on the hardware your guards are toting around here.
Give me a talk charisma. Yeah, talk charisma.
Talk charisma. He's gonna fucking fail that.
Why am I getting the wrong ones now? God damn it.
He's gonna
Charisma's
fail.
the highest one at 14, and talk's at 0.
So she sees you walking out of the crowd and like clearly trying to yell something. The guards don't like really even seem to notice, and she moves towards the front and motions for everybody to quiet down. Like, please let this man speak. You may converse with Mr. Dash here.
Dun 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 dun. Boom.
Sir, what is it you wish to say?
I'm just here as a follow-up for the services I rendered. I just want to make sure that you're satisfied in what you received.
Well, your devotion to your service is admirable.
Is she standing still?
She is coming to a stop right now and sort of bending down to talk to you.
Right.
But as you can see, I am quite busy, and there are quite a few people here who wish to take their time with me. If you wouldn't mind coming back later, we can discuss.
But I do, is the thing. You see, if I'm going to continue to do business here and potentially support your cause through proxy, I need to know everything there is to know about your little movement here, and this is the only way for me to get you out and talking. So I want to know what your intent to do is with all what I sold you. Call me a smuggler with a moral dilemma. Still standing still?
For a moment, she stares at you with blank eyes as something passes through her her right shoulder, through her left left rib cage, and you see a trail of blood. And a half second later, the crack of just a very powerful rifle round, and her lips move in attempt to say something, but only blood and this hushed gasp
Ooh.
come out
This went dark.
as she falls forward. Give me a physical saving throw.
Yeah, that didn't work.
You catch her, but you like go
Fall,
down a couple
go down a
stairs. You don't fall all the way, but you're off balance a bit. After the crack, everything just goes dead silent, and people see Madrias fall into your arms. The guards are some of the first to react, and they put up their weapons immediately, and just panic screams start coming out from the crowd itself. The squad lead behind you, Timothy, taps on your shoulder, and goes, "There's no heretic like a dead heretic. Shall we get to work?"
I was born ready to work.
A man is pushed out of a window from like the 5th story in one of the destroyed buildings. He's wearing similar clothing to the guards up front. You can hear him screaming as he falls and hits the ground, landing on several of the people there. You hear the familiar sound of mag rifles, just their clips being dumped, and people are falling around. The two guards at front are just completely scared. They're holding their weapons at the ready, but they're not shooting at anybody. They're completely confused as to what's going on.
How do I know she's actually dead?
Give me a
Oh, gonna go for a check.
uh. Give me a either a notice intelligence or a heal wisdom check.
Oh, he's been given a choice.
You look at the side, and you have reason to believe, with the amount of blood coming out, that she is either dead or going to die very soon. Her lips are no longer moving, and her skin is starting to become very pale. There is blood all over you now as well.
Do I see any threat? Because I'm like a soldier and I'm tuned to threat.
Two men up front, guns, not shooting. They ain't yours.
I'm going to take the opportunity to lay her body there on the stairs and move to cover.
All right.
Because there's shooting happening, and I am a third party in this, and I want to get the fuck out of the line of fire.
All right. Go ahead and give me a
Dun dun dun.
Give me
Give him something.
Either... You can say it, Velik. You don't have to poke me.
Okay. I just don't want to disrupt the things.
Okay. You won't be able to execute him, so whatever damage you do will be calculated because
Okay.
now it's technically combat. So Dash, give me an evasion saving throw.
Come on, Dash.
Definitely a lot more reactionary. Rather
Magus
than
Dash.
something.
Oh,
Alright,
he failed.
You trip a couple times over other people, and while you're down, somebody steps on your hand, and you take a point of damage. Like, it was a nice stomp. Like, it wasn't intentional. Like, they're freaking out. Yeah, really. By the way, you're level 1 with the maximum amount of hit points that the expert class gives you.
Oh shit, what is that?
I think it's 6.
D6, a D6 plus 2.
Yeah, so you have the maximum. So
Dun dun.
just do like -1 on your hit points or whatever, and we'll determine that later. All right.
You would have 8? Or
He took some
I got
damage.
8 overall,
Our
right?
boy took some damage.
We'll
Wait.
determine it later. Don't worry about it. You're not likely to die in this session. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, somebody just tried to execute me by the sound of it, so...
No, it was a panicked individual. They're panicking, the crowd, because there's bullets flying everywhere into them. And people are also tripping over other corpses and stuff. Morius, go ahead and give me a roll your weapon instead of a shoot check for shooting at the guard. Timothy.
Yes,
How are you
that's
getting
me.
through the crowd?
I just click on the weapon.
Yeah, just click on the web.
I am walking through the crowd because I am a freaking juggernaut of a man.
All right. Give me an exert check with strength. And give yourself a +1 modifier. Because these people are panicking and they're not exactly... They're trying to get away, you know. So they'll gladly take a free ride on the, you know, the gun show over here.
Strength.
All right, you just pick people up and toss them aside like they're nothing, you know.
It's like Moses parting the Dead Sea of people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Dead Sea of people is starting to become true. Like, eventually, as you get closer to the statue, it's more dead.
I got
than
a
living,
6
and you're
plus
just
5. I'm
kicking
like
them
an
out of the
unstoppable
way,
war
piles of
machine.
People here and there, like whatever, fucking heretical trash, whatever. As you get to the statue, the guard on the left You see something strike his right leg with great force, and a moment later you hear the crack of the rifle, and his knee buckles and blood is just gushing out.
His leg just bends backward.
Yeah, and just like you hit the artery, and he is
yes.
he's not looking good. He's still alive, trying to staunch it, but he's just freaking out so much. The other one on the right is he's starting to get to his senses and shakily aim his gun at you.
He's aiming his gun at me?
Oh yeah, he is.
I will punch that guy in the face.
Use your punch. Fucking beefcake uses punch.
The muscle wizard tests fists.
Range, spitting distance.
Hang on.
Yeah, you hit the edit thing again. There you go. Just gotta click punch under weapons. Perfect.
Oh, I blew him away.
Oh, no,
6
Alright.
plus 6! There's nothing left of him.
I'll take it, but for next time, under the weapons on the left-hand side, just click punch, and you'll get something.
Oh, right, like
that.
actual. Oh, okay. Well, that's not much better, to be honest.
You walk up to him, and just your size intimidates him, and you can. He pulls the trigger, but it clicks, like in his haste, either to prepare or like he just never had one to begin with. He never loaded the weapon, and he keeps clicking as you just keep walking up to him, and you just grab him by the back of the head and drive your knuckles in, like you're punching your palm on the other side, like trying to be a tough guy, and just repeatedly punch him and just collapse his face in. Not enough to like break open the skull or anything, but it's some pretty good looking bloody beef that's left, and he just drops to the ground, shaking, convulsing whatever's left of his brainstem activity.
As
Wow.
a note, this punch did more damage than my rifle.
Yes, it did.
Don't get
Fuck
close to
this
me.
man up. And you did like 6 shock damage.
Oh,
Jesus. Oh God. Edmon's
That would
punches.
that would be the 18th strength of the unarmed combat specialist.
Yep. All right. So the 3 guards that you saw. Well, actually,
Oh
Marius,
man, that's so awesome.
you have no idea if the 3rd guard was killed.
I'm just going to the
but
toilet
you're
quickly.
pretty certain with all of the gunshots that are going on that all the soldiers there are probably taking care of the issue. Timothy and Dash, as you watch the scene of chaos unfold around you, you notice people are running away, and like they're getting away. You know, the squad of soldiers that accompanied you, Timothy, they're starting to close in, and excuse me, they're cleaning up people that are left, taking care of people that are still on the ground, crawling around with wounds and stuff. It's very merciless. Or all the mercy in the world, I suppose. Nobody's being taken prisoner. Over time, you hear the squad lead saying, you know, gun silent, gun silent. There are a few moans here and there. Squad lead comes up. All right, anybody left that's still alive? Just give them a good knife and don't waste the ammo. It's at the taxpayer's expense, after all. Everybody else, head back. Job well done. Where the hell did that Dash guy go, anyways? Do you reveal yourself at all, Dash?
Yes, cautiously. I just kind of like peek out from around a very covered corner that can't be pierced by any kind of fucking ammunition. I'm like, I'm right here.
Great. They get killed in the crossfire. Love it. Alright. You're coming back in the truck with us. It'll be a little cramped, but whatever. Let's see. He looks over at the guy with the severed artery in his leg on the ground. Walks up to him. We'll take him back. Yeah. He pulls out a Lazarus patch and just punches it to the guy's chest.
A Lazarus
Activates it,
Patch is a Stars Without
and
Number
then
healing
just
item.
with
Kind
the
of like a
butt of his
Phoenix
rifle,
Down from
knocks
Final
the guy
Fantasy.
out. The skeg. Pick him up. He's your
Yes.
pet for the day.
Okay.
Go back to the commander, that creepy guy. Do your job. You know the deal.
Okay.
Alright. So, I'm pretty sure you don't need to do anything to pick up this guy. You probably just, like, pick him up with your pinky or whatever.
that might be the case considering I exploded the last guy.
Yeah, really. Alright. Marius.
Yep.
Your compad vibrates.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it, and it's a message from Dr. Freeman. The message states, I'm coming by for some work at some point. We should get drinks soon.
Yeah, we should get drinks soon.
I respond, place and time, and I'll be there.
Alright.
Then I pack up my gear and I leave the scene.
As you're leaving, you take down the door. You go down the 30 flights of stairs, since there's no running power here for an elevator. You get a second buzz with a different message. Automated system from your bank account that 10,000 credits has been deposited into your account for a job well done.
Before we leave the scene, I picked up one of the submachine guns, at least as it was previously my property.
Which one you grab?
I guess the guy who had his leg blown off.
Notice that it too was empty.
Okay. Still taking the gun.
Yeah, hey, it's a gun. Alright. So as you load back into the truck, the first lieutenant looks at you and goes, that's state property now, sorry. You have to hand it over, pal.
I take the bolt out and throw it out behind the truck as it's driving.
Why did you load it with your own bullets?
No, I said bolt.
Oh, bolt. He gives you a chuckle and just takes it anyways.
No, it's not like they can use it if they don't have the bolt.
What do you think? I got this mag rifle next to me, huh? We can't replicate tech level 3 on this planet.
Still gotta go out of your way.
Why are you gonna be such a pain in the ass?
Says the beefcake.
My job.
Yeah, it's your job to be a dickhead, and then like crack my knuckles.
You hear
Supply
all
and
the other
demand.
soldiers going, ooh, like school children.
Did you see what I did to that guy?
And?
And you need 1,000 years more protein before you fucking talk back to me, bitch.
Yeah, you need about 1,000 more guys for that protein.
Dang. There's one in
Another
the back.
ooh from the fucking crowd.
Like
This
put my
off-worlder has got some words.
put my hand on his shoulder and just say to him, "You're all right," and start laughing. But I squeeze his shoulder a little bit.
Dash, give me a physical saving throw.
This has not gone well in the past.
I have 18 plus 2 strength, mate. This will not go well
Doesn't
for
my
you.
armor help me with any of this?
Maybe.
No.
Guys.
It helps about as much as a steel toe would help. Take a point of damage. It's bruising. But yeah, you take a point. I would like to point out, guys, that this game is the only hit points that matter are like your last one. Everything else before it is pretty much like bruising and just cuts. So keep that in mind.
As long as you're not below 0, you're fine, basically. or
Yeah.
1. Well,
So-
below 1, you're dead.
So if for some reason you're at 1 hit point
I
and
got him.
you trip and fall and you go to 0, like just let me know. That's not going to be a death condition, but you might
That'd
go.
be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you might go like unconscious or something. You know, and need at least a little medical attention to get back awake.
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure Mag will think twice about running his mouth around the beefcake now.
Yeah, you felt that grip, like just the hand resting on your shoulder was like it was starting to like chafe your armor against you underneath your suit or jacket, whatever you're wearing. So, all right, it's an uneventful ride back. It's just all the soldiers
I
talking
love
shit
it.
to each other, saying how many heretics they killed and stuff like that. You know, some of them have some mementos and whatnot. If it's anything like heretical, religious in nature, the squad lead just goes like, "All right, come on, hand it over. No trophies like that. Not barbarians, jeez."
No trophies, my friend.
So he grabs any confiscated stuff, and it's another couple-hour ride. It goes late into the night now. It's you look at your compad, all your compads as they vibrate, and it says Happy New Year. It is now January 1st, 2399, I believe. No, 2300. Yeah, it's January 1st.
January 1st, 23.
Sorry,
2300. 3300, okay.
I'll get the date right eventually. Whatever it is, it's New Year's. Couple of the soldiers break out some some hidden beers and stuff and chug them down real quick. And yeah, you get back to the city. You're all loaded. So Morius goes wherever he wants, probably back to your friends for some beer.
Beer and bourbon.
Beer and bourbon. There you go.
Remember.
Timothy and Dash are brought back to the troop loading area. So Dash, this isn't like a secret area or anything, but when you get there, you do notice the commissar-looking guy, the chaplain from before, and the 2 Black Ops soldiers are there.
Lovely.
Glad to see you're alive, says the chaplain.
How unfortunate for you.
If we wanted to kill you, we'd just do it right here. You know how it is. Besides, the more people who witnessed that atrocity, the more that would hear about it. So, now if you are leaving, you will be placed on house arrest until the next ship comes in.
What's the difference?
The food won't be good. I believe we stocked the fridge with only cheese and crackers.
God damn,
Oh,
no
no, it's
protein
already
in cheese.
It's American cheese.
MREs.
Oh, even better.
Oh, yeah.
One of the Black Ops soldiers goes,
Oh,
"Yeah, and I
MREs.
licked it too."
Oh, Timothy will love that. He likes man juice.
Do I now? Would
Give
you?
me a
Testosterone, yeah.
Give me a notice wisdom check, Timothy. See if you picked up on that quip.
You're in big trouble if I do. Come on, baby, give me a pair of 6s.
If he rolls 6s, I call fucking shenanigans.
Bananery.
Negative.
4 and 4.
Well, there's a problem, Mag.
He noticed.
It. You pick up on your name, but you don't hear the words that came after it.
Oi!
I noticed he just
Oi,
looked over and
oi!
went, yeah, you like cheese, right?
Oi, dickhead! Have you not learned your lesson yet?
All he heard was the name, correct?
Yeah, he just heard the name.
That's all he heard.
You will never have anything nice to say about me. I am not
No,
a
I just-
retard.
I was just saying they have cheese. You like cheese, don't you?
The Black Ops soldiers are laughing, looking at the 2. Commissar steps in. Now, child, as he looks at you, Dash.
I hold my finger up to his face. I'm like, the grown-ups are talking. I look back at Timothy. I'm like, you like cheese, right? American cheese at that.
He signals the 2 Black Ops soldiers to just grab you by your arms and just drag you away.
I'm yelling at Timothy. I'm like, come on, we got cheese! As I'm being dragged away on my heels.
Your response, Timothy?
It's like, I've seen this before. They're saving your ass, not mine.
All right. So, congratulations. That's a good assassination. We will call it here. So the events of this session, even though it was more of an epilogue, will set the stage for the main story that'll be coming up in the next session.
Way, main story. I can't wait.
I know, right? You got a little bit of an introduction, minus Morius. Other than some guy far away shot and got 2 hits.
I had 1 target shot twice.
Yeah.
Killed 2 people.
Yep.
There was no actual combat in this
Oh,
D&D
no, I
session.
didn't
This
kill
is
the
the
second
epilogue.
one. I
There'll be
just
2 other
blew
players
almost
joining
his leg
us,
off.
having learnt the
That's
background
pretty much a
story,
kill.
and then there'll actually be some
Well, you
proper
saw the
combat
Lazarus patch
in
get
the
put on, so you can,
in the
you
next
can
session.
count it at least as a half kill.
That's
Yeah.
D&D, my friends.
It's either 1 or 0. You either killed him or I didn't.
Yep. Fair enough. Alright, so
I have slowly been getting plastered during this whole session. I've actually put down 1 complete bottle of wine and well over 2/3, 3/4 of a second bottle.
excellent. Alright,
So within the next half hour, we can count it as 2 bottles plus.
excellent.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah,
So-
this game is fun.
Like assassinating people?
Yeah.
I like that it's a skill check. instead of
I
actual
like
weapon.
how Mag's character keeps on like having a poke at someone who quite clearly could just crush him like a zit.
Oh, you're gonna be my Wookiee by the end of it, my man.
I mean, you say that now, but you took 1 damage from my grip, you pussy.
Did you not see Solo? Did you not see how Chewbacca met Han? You're gonna be my Wookiee.
That's because the Wookiee decided not to rip your arms off. Which he is kind of entirely capable of doing.
Let the Wookiee win.
You don't let the Wookiee win, he just wins.
Fair enough.
I mean, wasn't there a scene in Solo where he actually rips the arms off of someone in the elevator?
Something like that.
No, it was in
Alright, before we get to any spoilers on stream,
it was in Force Awakens. That's well past spoiler territory.
Yeah, well,
No, I'm
It was a
talking
deleted,
actually
it was
about
a deleted
Solo.
scene.
anyway,
He
let's
ripped his arms off.
for the sake of the video
Yeah,
and all the random like 410
Wait,
people that
wait.
might be watching this, let's wrap up today's D&D session, shall we? And this is the guy with like a friggin' bottle and a half of French wine in him talking sense right now.
Well, yeah, if you call it sense.
I do.
Yeah. Close enough. Alright, thank you for watching.
Yeah, right, okay. I will close the video here. Thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we will have 2 extra people playing. There will be combat. There will be less kind of, plot setting. But we had to set the plot because the plot is not going to be interesting if we do not, set the whole background and what's going on first and how we brought the characters together. All of that is important, obviously, in D&D. Drinking is also important in D&D, as far as I'm concerned. That's why I've been drinking all evening. And I hope you join us again next time. So join Edmon and friends for more Stars Without Number D&D. And look forward to the next episode. I'll see you guys next time. You want to say goodbye, everybody?
Quack.
Bye.
Bye.
Mag won't say goodbye vigorously because he's just like
Yeah, you did.
such a
Just quacked over him.
such a stoic dickhead. Come on, say goodbye,
he
Mag.
quacked over me. I said goodbye.
Edmon,
You
you're
keep it
drunk.
going, I'm gonna plug all of my social media on your stuff.
Okay, all right.
I
And that's it.
top of the
See you
description.
guys next time.